We're live? Yeah, we're live. What up, everybody? Smoking section with the homies. So what's fucking going on, fellas? We're chilling now, huh?
Yeah. Let's do it now.
Oh man, we were all just fucking talking. What the fuck were we even just talking about before the show started?
In and out.
In and out. Oh, fucking bastards! Don't fucking deliver. Yeah. So, hey, it's the smoking section, right? Z. Sylvester Reyes, well, I guess fucking Zariel, Marcus Chavez, Killer Corpse, J-Dot, Twin. Yeah, we out here. Talia's over here chilling on the side. We ran out of chairs though. Oh shit, so we're gonna talk our shit though. These are some of my best friends, yeah, so we're gonna talk our shit. So I don't know if there's even anybody watching right now, but we're gonna do this. Who were we going to bomb on earlier? Oh, Vulture cultures. Or culture vultures. Damn, son. Hey, I swear. I'm not. Culture vultures.
Did someone just shush us? Did you hear that?
No.
I swear someone just went shh. I heard Billy.
Oh, man. Hey, so... what's a culture vulture? What's a culture vulture? What do you guys? What if you guys?
I'll go on that one.
I mean, like right off the bat, when you hear culture vulture, I think like someone who is, picking at the culture.
Yeah. Yeah, like. Yeah, just pecking, like only taking off like the top, like
the good part.
Yeah. Or what they think is the good part. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they see something and they automatically steal it because it's good in their eyes. It's like their eyes are attracted to it. So it's like, if we're talking in the sense of dance, which is, we're all dancers, culture vultures to me are those, choreographer heads that they see a certain dance style popping and they watch a video and they literally just steal that move.
Or that whole like sequence.
That whole sequence. Yeah.
Allegedly. Allegedly. Yeah. Yeah, like I look at it now, like, because there is people, I guess, like even myself, like I get the argument where people are like, well, you got to get in somehow. It's like, well, yeah, but you have to have an intent on staying, for a little bit is the thing. It's like, it's one thing to dabble and fuck around right here, but to really have a claim to the style, to me, right, where you're going to put it down on paper and maybe make money off of this, you should have a little bit more experience in it, right? And it's got nothing to do with the skill level. It's got nothing to do with a knowledge level. I guess it's a respect level. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a respect to the people who came before you, right? Because it's crazy, right? Like, because we're all groupers, right? And you guys know, like I know, like I've paid money for people to come and teach here. You know what I mean? And I've paid money to go out. Like, you know what I mean? And we've been to 818s, we've been to these camps. Y'all know what that feels like to be in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad, like, when y'all was someone were like, hey, what are we gonna talk about? Like, oh, culture vultures. I was like, oh, okay, let's talk our shit. Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk our shit. Because I don't know, man. Like, you guys have been in tournaments, right? You've been to 818s and these camps and shit. I mean, I've done my stuff, and it's just kind of like, to me, it's like, hey, dog, like, when I see people doing shit, I'm like, hey, dog, that's cool and everything, but, like, how would you feel, like, you wouldn't walk into a house that speaks a foreign language and try to imitate their tongue, you know what I'm saying? Like a Russian house, you wouldn't go into a Russian house and try to speak like this funky-ass Russian imitation, you know what I mean? Or a Spanish house, or a Filipino house, or Native American, like, you wouldn't do that. So why do we think we can do that with dances? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because,
And then some people go as far as like going off of your example, like some people go as far as like learning a little bit and then trying to teach a whole lot of people that little bit that they learned. Or like they'll go to this big stage and they'll try to talk like natively to a lot of people who don't really know about that language, you know. So I think a lot of it is it's half of it is stealing, and the other half of it is like portraying it as yours, like originally.
Yeah, and to me, it goes back to the whole thing that you said about respect.
Yeah.
Like how you said, going into certain like cultures, like you said, Russian, Filipino. So it's like, let's say, you know, you walk into a Filipino restaurant, right? And you eat their food, and you're like, oh, I'm Filipino now.
Yeah.
Like you know how much heat you'll get from everyone that's Filipino in the
Yeah.
it's like all of a sudden you eat at one restaurant, you think you're like us.
Oh yeah.
It's the exact same thing with the dance fundamental styles. It's like you need to respect the culture. It all comes with respect. Yeah, you don't take the sequence and do it yourself, like how Marcus said, and claim it as yours. You know, do, for example, what you did. Yeah, you went to the 818s. You know, you got smacked around. No, you got smacked around. You know, you asked questions. You looked up history. You did research. You took notes. You took classes, privates, full-on workshops, tournaments, full-on events. And it's like literally dipping into what the culture of that dance style, which is crump. Yeah. Crump ain't something that, you know, noodle arms, the herk and jerk, and, you know, crazy legs.
Crazy legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
And then like also like I feel like the crumb community is different about this kind of stuff because like we all kind of have an idea of where things come from and like who did this first and who did that first because we always let it be known. You know, like the history of crumb is always passed down the right way, like mouth to mouth. It's not like I'll say something and then by the time it gets to slide, it's different. Like it's the same through all of this because we just keep the honesty, you know. Yeah. And like every time you tell us something, or I'm sure when people tell you, they'll always be like, I learned this from this person. They're not like, this is mine. It's like, this person once said this and it really helped me. Like we always make sure that like these like statues of originality are never like chipped away
at. You good?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think that's just the problem. I think the only reason, because I hate putting labels on shit, you know what I'm saying, like on people, and like I try to let everybody, you know, respect their craft and shit. But like you guys are saying, like there's like Marcus like said, it's like saying like you can't claim this to be your own. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's stealing intellectual property. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't let a fucking comedian who just had this set, right, the fool come after him and say the exact same fucking jokes. You feel me? Same punchlines and shit. You wouldn't let him do that. So why the fuck do you think it's okay for this dancer, right, who just so happened to hear something from this guy or maybe see something from this guy, turn around and perform for you this step that he's imitating? It's not even, there's nothing about it that he's rehearsed. There's nothing about it that he actually appreciates because it's his own. He sat down and made that. Like, you know what I mean? He sat down and came up with this feeling, this step. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the whole idea of like, I feel like, because bro, Sly, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, we got fucked up at 818s. Yeah, you know what I mean? Pushed out of circles, like told, you're not dancing tonight. Like, you know what I mean? Like my big homie Dre going up to me and saying, you and your friends are not dancing tonight. You're not dancing. Like, oh, okay. Like, I drove out here an hour for this shit. Okay, cool. An hour, yeah, you know, packed up all the homies in the fucking car. Like, you know what I mean? Needed $20 for gas. We got 19. Fuck it, we'll make it. Fuck it, we'll make it. You know, like I just feel like I don't know, for some crumpers, right? When I see them start, it's tight because they really get into it, right? And then there's other crumpers who start culture vultures, right? They get in the circle of where they can learn, right, and pick up things, but you're not put in the fire. right? And so, to me, it's like saying, like for choreo dancers, it's like saying, oh, it's like thinking you're killing it, but when you do it in select groups, you fuck up, or when you get your solo, you fuck up, or when you get on stage, you fuck up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't got it like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you think you got it like that, but really you don't. You know what I mean? Because the really good ones do it every single time. You know what I'm saying? Like, the really, really good dancers do it every single time. Real crumpers get bucked every single time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not an off day. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome bars there.
Hey, dead ass. Like, you know, like, because I don't be trying to talk shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? People be like, oh, you guys just talk shit. It's like, no, I'm not talking shit. Fucker. Like, yeah, invest. Well, you know, like, invest. It's like saying something to you, Slide, right? Like, oh, like, I bet I could coach a team. Like, bitch, how many teams have you coached? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, tell me how many years have you been coaching? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then we can talk. Like, then we can fucking start discussing some shit. Because a lot of people are over here saying, oh, I crump. When? Like, when did you start? Like, especially if you're from the 805 and you say you crump, it's like, when? Like, when?
Yeah, but when have you ever shown up to, you know, the morgue?
Yeah.
The morgue.
Or at least even then, just put me on game. Hey, where you been, bro? I'll invite you to the next session. Like, fuck, just put me on game. Like, hey, when you start crumping? Like, we out here.
Yeah, because for the 805, like, you know, since you mentioned the 805,
Yeah.
if you want to say you crump and you've never been to the morgue, you're not. I'm sorry, it's just not happening. Like, the LA crumpers, the crump community knows what the morgue is. They know who the Corpse fam is because the Corpse fam is active, you know, active in the city of the 805. They're the ones who, you know, first off by pushed the Oxnard scene by himself. Yeah. And then his little homie started coming in right after.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you want to say you crump to an LA crumper or any other crumper on social media, they'll be like, oh, you're from the 805, do you know, Korps? Yeah. Have you sessioned with Korps? You know, as soon as you tell them no, they're like, oh, all right.
Yeah, and I think it's hard for us to explain that to people, right? Because they haven't been out there, you know what I mean? And that's what I think is kind of frustrating too. Like, when we say representing Oxnard and Crump, that really means something. Like, and that's why I rep Oxnard so heavy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, I was birthed in the 818. You know what I mean? So a lot of people say I'm an 818 crumper. No, I'm not. I'm from Oxnard, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my shit's Oxnard. I don't give a fuck. Like, I love 818. Don't get me wrong. Shout out Dante and Alden. But Madness Alden, Paul Alden. Like, but Oxnard fam. Like, and you really, like, because y'all know, when you go to sessions, it's like, you got DC heads over here. You got Hoolies over here. You got IE heads over here. You got walls over there. Like, you go to these sessions and there's people, they're little camp, like the little camps. Like, you know, you got Beast Camp right here. Yeah, you know what I mean? And when we're out there, like, oh, Oxnard's out here. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, we are, matter of fact.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we fucking are, you dickbag. Yeah, and it's just crazy because it's like, you know, when I see 805 crumpers, it's like, y'all are being, to me, it's like, y'all are being stingy. Like, you know what I mean? To me, y'all being stingy because you over here crumping, but you ain't coming and crumping with me. Like, what's up? What's wrong? Like, you know, like, is there, like, what's wrong? Like, that's what makes me feel like there's people not only in the 805, but in a lot of the communities who can fall under that guise of a fucking culture vulture. Like, it's just, it's too easy to fall under that. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
It's really easy.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, because you have invited everyone in the 805 to come out in session. Yeah, and you've even brought it up, like, oh, you know, we don't have to crump the entire time. Like, you know, you'll play regular music. We just pretty much inviting them to the session, and then, you know, still throw in those crump tracks because it is the morgue.
Yeah.
But it's like, you decline it or you act like you didn't see it when you know you saw it because there are like 20 to 30 heads that
Share
retweet it
it.
and share it,
Yeah.
and that's hitting like different platforms of social media, different viewers. So you saw it. So don't be acting like you crumping with your friends that are Hollywood, quote unquote, because they ain't Hollywood. But now you want to do it because those fools are doing it, but not when the one who was put on for the city sent that invitation.
I think there is like, see, even like, if I was listening to you, if I was somebody who hadn't been so involved, I'd be intimidated, right? Because it's like, oh fuck, well, I don't want to go and be like, like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna battle us? Are they gonna do this? Like, they get so intimidated, like, and it's like, bro, like, I'm not gonna fuck with you if you a newbie, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But you start getting your fucking wheels under you, I'm gonna battle your ass. Yeah, like, why not? Like, it's not
part of
that,
the art.
It's part of the
yeah, it's also like, and I know this might be weird, but it's like, it's me showing you my love. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, because some people, like, for a new head, it's like, yo, bro, people actually lab to battle me now, right? I'm not somebody you just walk up and battle anymore. Like, you need to be lab. You need to be ready when you battle me.
What was that one fool's name at HTO practice? That just walked up and be like, hey, I'm gonna battle you.
Oh, Daddy Ramon. Daddy Ramon. I was like, me? Me? Okay, we'll battle, kid. Like, you know what I mean? And I mean, it was cool. I appreciated that, because I guess he's like, oh, I've seen your stuff, but you're real tight, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, thank you. You know what I mean? So that was a cool little exchange, you know what I mean? And it was cool to, like, have that appreciation for a second, you know? He was funny. I was a funny kid. But
He was tight.
yeah.
He needed work, but he was tight.
Yeah. And see, that's what, like, even just moving off the whole cultural shit, like, that's what I hope, like, when we do talk about things like this, like, I hope people don't get intimidated. I hope they actually feel more invited. Like, you know what I mean? Like, more, like, it's pissing me off because you're not here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want you here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm selfish like that. Like, oh, you crop too? You know what I mean? Like, we're those weird kids. Like, yeah,
And it's always an invitation too. Like, when new heads have ever shown up to the session, it's like, hey, dog, you trying to go in? Like,
yeah.
And then we give them all the hype in the world.
Yeah, we'll get you in the session.
Yeah.
If you want the session, you say, hey,
like,
honestly, hey, you trying to session?
yeah, like the ACL girls, like Domo, they were scared at first.
Yeah.
But as soon as they got in,
so
and we started helping them, they just got live.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the reason why we're so passionate about this topic is because, like, there isn't more than 10 of us out here that are really trying to, like, crump, like, all the time, like, it's like a baby that we keep feeding. Like, we want people to understand that there's crump in Oxnard. Like, you guys can come dance whenever you want to dance. You know what I mean? Like, we're pumping air into this thing for everybody.
Yeah. It is, I think, too, like, even like how you said, like, it's like your baby. Like, it is, because it's like, I know how territorial I am with Elijah. Like, you know what I mean? And it's, yeah, y'all see, like, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, it's just territorial, bro. It's like, yeah, like, we're going to invite you in, but it's like, at the same time, we're going to make sure, like, you straight. Like, you know what I mean? We'll take care of you. Like, you come in, you do right, and you make sure that you fucking pay your dues, all that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a good way to put it. To pay your dues.
Yeah, man. Like people are too afraid to be whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I even tell you guys, like, because I don't want people to think that we're all fucking cocky and shit. Like, I tell you guys all the time, like, fuck, I feel whack right now. Like, I feel whack. I need a lab. Like, I tell y'all, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all say it to each other. Like, there's that accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like, we keep each other tight. Like, we were all battling tonight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, dude. Oh, I'm feeling sore.
Yeah, and with that too, it's like back to what Marcus said, like protecting it like a baby. It's like, we're also protecting the name that the 805 has. It's like you don't want the 805 to have a name. Oh, those fools are culture vultures.
Yeah.
Those fools, they just take and they don't respect the culture. They have this reputation that's negative and this and that. But it's like, no, dude. Not all of us have that reputation.
Yeah.
Like, not all of us want that for the city. Like, like, for example, like what Soda's doing. Like, he's literally putting on for the b-boy scene in the 805.
Shout out Soda. Shout out Soda.
Like, he's not just, you know, doing little things here and there and calling himself, you know, a b-boy breakdancer. He's literally, like, putting in countless of hours, training on, like, pretty much every day, going out battles, going out sessions. So he's, like, putting in that work.
Yeah.
And, like, regardless of if he was good or bad, we respect him based off the amount of man hours he puts into his craft. Like, that's mainly why people know him, is because he's about it. Like, and we're about it, you know. That's why it's gonna be like b-boying is gonna be important to Soda like crumping is for us. You know, because we want to be on the forefront, not because we're cocky, but because we care about it.
Yeah, and there is a humility between being whack and still being active. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you want to battle him? He's not that good, but you never know. He labs every day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's active. Like, you know what I mean? He's out here. Like, he has his moments. Like, you know what I mean? But Soda's tight, and he's active. You get what I'm saying? And it's tight to see that. Like, you know, really damn. Shout out Soda, man, because I love what he does, bro. Like, I know there was that whole, like, b-boy. We had that b-boy crump tension at one point. You know, yeah, son. And just to see, like, just to be able to, like, have that camaraderie of wanting to battle, wanting to prove something to each other, having respect, and continuing to, like, push in two directions. Like, you know what I mean? Like, pushing each other, but then going in different directions, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, boosting him. I'm boosting him this way, and he's boosting me that way.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that's, see, like, I feel like that's what we need to, though. Like, to kind of get, I feel like everybody to get out of that slump is like, I feel like the 805 has this weird thing of everybody wants to push in one direction. You get me? But you gotta let people shine their own way. You know what I'm saying? But do it right, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like, because to me, like, I look at it like, okay, we're gonna prop up Oxnard so that Ellie Heads come here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
In LA, I know it's like, yeah, we shouldn't bow down to LA, but LA has founded and started and innovated a lot of dance, you know, music industry, entertainment, you know, Hollywood.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, you get me? So when they come here, I would like them to be like, damn, these motherfuckers are tight. Like, you know, we could find a little secret out here. And then they start coming over here to find talent instead of us going there.
And just to kick it in general, just because, like, you know, it's a Crumb is a community. You know, it's not a 5-person thing. You know.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Because I don't know, I feel like everyone's just scared of Crumpers talk. They're like scared of Crumpers, bro. But it's like, nah, like, we wanna push everybody up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially with KORPSxCollection, like, I try to get whoever, like, hey, you wanna fucking come to a session? All right, come over. Like, oh, you wanna do a photo shoot? All right, down, cool. Like, oh, you wanna do this? Whatever. You know what I mean? Fuck it, come through. We chilling.
I don't think it's Crumpers. I think it's us. Like, for the city, I mean.
Oh,
like, for the city here, like, you know,
yeah.
I think it's us. Like they get intimidated by the shit, the things that we say, but it's like, hey, dog, it's love. It's all out of love. You know, like, you're hard on each other out of love, just like how, you know, we are on each other.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. People are really mushy, bro. You know, like, it's really like fucking marshmallows. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you know, how many times have I told you I'm gonna kill you? Like, like, fuck, bro. Like,
just fucking walks in the door, just looks at me,
oh man, you know, you can't tell people you're gonna kill them these days. Everyone fucking cries and is just fucking sad and shit. And it's like, dude, like, fuck, bro. Like, you know, we say this stuff because, you know, if I don't, it's a disservice to you. And, you know, dead ass, like, it's a disservice to you, but it's a disservice to me because now I'm holding this shit in. You know? So once I get a couple glasses of whiskey, really piss me off, then I'm gonna fucking lose my shit. And, oh, Punch is tripping, like, you know what I mean? Oh, you're just Punch, you're just fucking Punch. Like,
Why are you so mad?
Yeah, why is he so you know, and so it's like we try to be direct with people because, and two, like, you know, I don't want it to be like humble brag type of thing. You know what I mean? But having the chance to be like on AOV faction teams that where we went and did shit, like you know what I mean, and being a part of Beast Camp, being able to do Jeté and Carnival and Body Rock, dude, like fuck me, bro, like these really high level shit, like I feel like I try to invite people so that we can go do shit like this, but at the same time, it's like, bruh, if you go out there and fuck up, or you go out there and look like shit, or you go out there, like, you look like shit, like, you're gonna feel bad, dude. Like, you're gonna feel real bad. Like, you go out there and you blow your fucking choreo, or you don't make it in for the piece. Like, you gotta do a crossover, because, king of crossovers, yeah, you gotta do a fucking crossover, and you don't make it into the piece on time. Like, you're gonna feel like shit, dude. So I'd be hard on people, you know what I mean? Like, even on myself, because I don't want to feel like that, and I have felt like that. You know what I mean? Like, I fucked up. I have fucked up bad. Bad. Yeah, bro, worse. I've done worse things on stage. Like, you get me? I have done worse things than that on stage, and that's bad enough.
Yeah.
So it's like, like, I don't know, like, just I want people to be able to feel good about their craft, and just about life in general. Like, doing Jeté and Carnival and shit was some of the funnest experiences of my life. Even SPF, being able to do SPF, swapping to the AO5s, it was fun as fuck, dude. DTU,
Yeah.
walking out from me to DTU,
that
that shit was
Sport
fun.
farming.
Hey, you kind of snapped on Basehead. I'll never forget that shit. I'll never forget that shit. I remember I was watching, I was like, yo, Z's kind of going in. Like, oh, fuck. Because it's like Z and then everybody else. I was like, yo. Dude, and I hated it because, like, high key, it was like, we kind of fucked people up.
Yeah.
Every team.
We were supposed to get second or third.
I think third.
Yeah,
I think it was third.
Or, the S word, the shit came out in the video, in the song.
Yeah, well, fuck you, DTU.
I'm dead. Man called out a whole
We
comment.
love that, man. We love that.
Y'all robbed us, okay? There was worse things. There was worse, more provocative. Huh?
Essentially, that's what I three do.
Okay, we said a couple cuss words, dude. Whatever. All right. Fuck. If you're listening to this podcast right now, that means you've listened to worse things. Fuck, man. Yeah. No, dude, like I even want to do, like, I mean, since we're talking about shit, I even want to do, like, I want to do another event, bro. Like, we had the grade 05s, and I mean, we have the morgues that they're not as consistent as they used to be. Let's be real, right? They're not as consistent as they used to be. But we're kind of getting back now. We're doing them on Mondays now. So everybody, we do morgues on Mondays now. Yeah. Are we just gonna start doing them?
Don't be scared.
By the church?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down right. Just as long as, like,
So they kick us out,
I don't
'cause
know
of
if the name of the trip or anything.
Anytime. You're gonna get a noise complaint anywhere we go, though.
Yeah, anywhere we go, we're gonna get it.
True, but like the fact like, honestly,
We'll figure it out.
People across the water at Seabridge were hating on us.
Well, because the
The
water
sound travels.
amplifies sound.
Yeah, the sound travels over the water cooler.
Close your window.
You got $1 million house. Close the fucking window.
Yeah, turn the AC. You can afford it.
Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, Monday morgues now. Always just hit us up if you want to find out the location. Instagram, I'm KORPSx. Y'all know the deal. Yeah, no, I want to do another event though. I think it'd be tight to have, like, some morgues that kind of lead up to something, like how the Beast Camp did the Tuesday labs. You know what I mean? And then after a while, like, there's all these battle nights, and then they have the championship. Well, I want to have battles every night, obviously, because it's just good. It's healthy for us to be battling consistently.
Yeah.
But then, like, over time, obviously, see who are, like, some pretty good matches for each other, and then we can just throw a whole event ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, because right now, You know, so people, if you're building a community, listen to this. Why couldn't we, right, take a year, a whole year, or even just 6 months straight, meet up every week to lab and throw a little event with all of us as battle card?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe get like Dread or, you know, my dude Sherwin or, you know, Beast Boy, a couple heads, you know, some of the camp, maybe a couple heads to come in and maybe do a battle or two or do a tag team or something, you know what I mean? Do a showcase, whatever. But the night be filled with Oxnard battles. You know what I mean?
Like special battle.
Yeah.
All right, let's try to think of some fucking questions. All right, I got a question, and I feel like it's a question that it's like asked a lot. It's like, is there a right way, and is there a wrong way to get into Crump? Because like your main instinct is to find a Crumper and ask them, order a Crump, like teach me how to Crump. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's this like misconception that like that's an okay thing to do. So what are your thoughts on like if somebody genuinely like really wants to learn the right way, how could they go about doing it?
It's 2020. Well, to me, the way I think about it first is it's 2020. Give me like, you know, like technology, like, and especially like right now we're quarantined. You know how many crumpers are throwing out like these like lab packages,
Oh yeah.
or like, you know, Zoom workshops, Instagram live classes, or even like question and answer. Like I know Outrage did one, and he was just answering a couple of questions. Like he just went on live. People just started asking him questions about Crump, and he just went for it. So, you know, I think that would be like the best way to do it, because that's the best thing that you got right now. You can't really go face to face. The worst way I would think of is just watching a video and imitating exactly what you just saw.
Yeah. Trying to imitate it. Yeah. I don't know.
So those are some like hard waters to navigate. Is trying to it's so you're kind of pushing towards like it's more like advisable to kind of like learn on your own, kind of get pulled into it like by your own, and then like kind of like work your way through getting to a community, right?
Well, I mean, yeah and no, because like, you know, when you take those classes, like all of the instructors have said, you know, like Sherwin's bounce videos, when he posted them, he said at the end of the video, you know, post a video, tag me, or send me critiques on the videos on what you thought. You know, the moment you do that, you're already connected.
Yeah.
Like you take that class and you connect with the teacher by, you know, hitting them up privately and be like, yo, I really appreciate this class. It really helped me understand this, this, and this. But I have a question. How do you do this and how do you understand this? And they respond, you know, if they're not Hollywood, usually they're not. As soon as they respond, you're already connected. And you already have access to, you know, possibly being under them. But from there, you know, widening out your range. Because if one Crumper's posting classes and they're not selfish, they'll post that so-and-so is also teaching class. And so-and-so is also teaching class. And so-and-so is doing an intensive.
Hold on, but rewind. Because when, just a few years ago when we started, right, even going around, people weren't doing workshops.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, we got to also understand how far this shit's came in a few amount of years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you're a really good example because you buy any videos that come out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to buy those. Well, I'm going to buy those ones from you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so there's even that. Like, I paid $1,500, dude, to take a, like, you know, an intensive with tie-dyes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't around before. Miho has one now. So both creators of this dance style has a very detailed, you know, program for people to take. I would not suggest that for newbies because your brain can't compute the complexity of what they're trying to lay down for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, start off with a bounce video, fam. Right? Like, get up Sherwin. Shout out my big beast for some bounce videos. I think if people are going to get in the circle, right? Like, it's just like any friendship, right? Like any kind of relationship. Like, you just be around them, right? You find yourself in those circles, And then once you find yourself in the circles, then you start asking questions, right? Then once you start asking questions, you need to take it upon yourself to understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, watch, observe, like, don't even hype. Like, you know what I mean? Like, stand in the back and just watch. Like, you know what I'm saying? To try to understand what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people just try to walk in and try to be like something after a few lessons, and it's like, no. Like, no. You need to keep doing this, right? Like, you need to keep doing this and keep doing this, keep doing this. Like, it's like spring training for football. You know what I'm saying? Like, first you work out with the people who's around you, and then you get in the game. You know what I'm saying? So you find somebody that you gravitate towards, the person who fucking took you to the session, or just meet somebody, and just, you know, go, hey, what up? You know, next week when you go, if you see him again, then that means he's consistent at that session. If you become consistent at that session, you will become friends, right? Just, hey, you know, what's up? What do you call that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you call it when they do that? You know what I mean? Hey, what's a rumble? Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, what's a whoa? You know, what's a K-wing? What is that? You know what I mean? Hey, I heard this term called a K-wing. What is that?
What is that?
Like, K-wing? Oh, that's one of, like, the OG moves. It's like, you hit the ground,
It's so bug.
you pop out, and you hit like a K, like almost like a K six, like,
A heel toe.
yeah, it's like a heel toe. It's a heel toe. And you don't even really have to go down, but that's how I learned it. Like, go down and then hop out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can be like up, and bam, hop out into a K-wing. That's just bug.
Yeah.
Just bug. It makes you feel so bug. Yeah, like, because that's pretty much what happened with me and Dread. You know what I mean? And I just told him, like, hey, I would like to learn from you if I'm gonna learn from anybody. Like, I know you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I just roll with Dread.
Yeah.
You know? That's my dude. Shout out Dread, man. That's my dude.
Uncle Dread.
Yeah. that's Master Dread, dog. Fucking, you know, because I remember, dude, I know Sherman's probably gonna listen to this shit. I remember Sherman, bro. I walked up to him at 818. I'll never forget it, bro. I walked up to him at 818. I go, hey, man, you should lap me up. I told him, hey, bro, you should lap me up. He goes, nah, it doesn't work like that. Oh.
Just no.
Just like that, like, you know, like Sherman, like straight face, like, it don't work like that. Like, oh, okay. Yeah. So, and I learned, like, I learned after a while, it just don't work. It just don't work like that. Like, you know what I mean? Especially back then when people weren't doing workshops and shit like that. Like, there was probably like maybe 5 people like really brave enough to do workshops and shit in California. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the basis though for any style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or any. You go to the source, you become friends, or you become acquaintances enough to the point where you ask questions, you become knowledgeable, you take that knowledge, put it into practice, start practicing it, and then, you know, showcase it somewhere.
What is one thing you guys think that it could be dance in general or the 805 dance community is slacking on right now?
Yeah.
Just one thing?
I mean, if you have a list, dog, talk the shit. Talk that shit. Who wants to go first?
Can you repeat the question again?
Okay, it could be one thing you think the dancers in general are lacking. It could be a certain dance community, or it could be like the 805 dance community. Something you think that just dance is lacking. That like it kind of creates this like. What do you think puts into like that negatively puts into the atmosphere for dancers?
Just, you know, just straight up originality.
Wow.
I was literally like, he's a ventriloquist.
Yeah, like just originality. Like, you have those rare heads, and when you see them post something, you're like, "Whoa, that was tight." But all the other ones, I'm like, "Hey, Doug, I saw that already." Like, Like I'll be like 10 seconds into the video and I'll just like, like I don't even finish it because it's like if you just did that move right now, I know what the rest of your piece is gonna look like. Yeah, you swipe. Or if you did that freestyle right now, I know what the rest of your moves are gonna look like. Swipe. Like that's just me personally.
What about you, Z? You've been quiet the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know, like.
Talk that
Talk
shit.
Talk
Talk that shit, J-Dot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on it myself too. Like, I'm not gonna like lie, like, because I feel like it's all like good for us to still work on our own like originality too, like as like we're going, you know, the journey you can say. But yeah,
Do you think it's? What do you think unoriginality stems from? Does it stem from being original that hard, or does it stem from like insecurity, or does it stem from like idolism?
I have like probably more of like just like the feeling of what they think is acceptable, probably. Like what they think, basically like eye candy, like, oh, what's gonna get me to the position where somebody else at.
So like they see someone doing something original and it gets good reaction, and you're just saying that that person is like all they want is that same good reaction.
Yeah.
It's easier to imitate than it is to be original. It's much easier to imitate. You get what I'm saying? Because when somebody's original, I can just imitate that. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's done. It's done. It's done. Like, you know what I mean?
You're not wrong.
It's done for me already. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like it's almost idolism. I hear what you're saying though. It's almost an idolism because it idolizes those who are original and then those who are sub-original, and then you have this whole cluster of fucking assholes, you know. And it also comes from a thing of like I feel like there's not enough camaraderie to say, oh, I'm gonna go over here and check out this practice, you know what I mean? Or oh, I'm gonna battle these people, or oh, I'm gonna go over here and check out this session, or oh, I'm gonna go over here and meet these people. There's not enough camaraderie to even be able to exchange ideas that might spark originality. You know what I'm saying? Because I could watch, you know, this dancer and watch this dancer and watch this guy and be like, damn, what if I move like this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, see how they all move, and then go, oh, okay, like they're able to do that. So what am I able to do? Like, I'm able to dig inside of myself and say, okay, they move this way. How do I move now? You know, because y'all know, like, I kind of tell you guys, like, oh, is that how you like to move? Okay, cool. Then let's work on this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just direct you guys in a way of improving. You know what I mean? Like, not how to move, but just how to move more efficiently. You know. Fucking like, so besides dance though, like what do you guys think that we're needed around here? Because I feel like everyone is starting to get into this thing, especially as we get older. Like we hit this like dance spot, and then it's like, okay, now what? You know what I mean? Like
Community.
Yeah.
Community.
And like community, like I feel like with dancers, like dance isn't easy, but it's easier to be like a dancer in a community. You know what I mean? And what is a community? It's a gathering of different types of people. So like a dance community should consist more of just dancers. Like you need the videographers, you need the editors, you need the DJs, you need the event throwers, you know, like, and you need the spectators. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what the 805 is kind of missing, is that we have a lot of dancers, we have dope dancers, but we need some of these other like very important roles, you know? Like we even need a person with the speaker, you know, like not every dancer has a speaker.
Yeah.
You need the speaker guy, you need the camera guy, you know. Be cool if we had a snack guy.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's what the 805 is missing, is like, and they're out there, you know. I know I could name like 3 videographers off the top of my head that would be dope if they rolled up to a session. You know what I mean? So it's like I think the community needs to be more than just dancers. Like all the the editors and the DJs, and the singers and the poets like come out. You know, you might learn something. We might learn something from you.
Yeah, bars.
Or
Yeah. So that like it goes with like not just dancers but artists in general. Like don't just, you know, stay behind and do your own thing. Like if you see something, for example, let's say, you know, the Grade 05s. When the Grade 05s used to be popping. You see a flyer, you'd be like, oh, okay. It's a little dance event. Yeah. I think you had like an artist, like a rapper or something come by? Or was I wrong? I could be wrong.
shout out my dude Curtis Birdie Jackson.
Yeah. So you have things like that, like, you know, it doesn't have to just be dance. If you see something that's dance, bring your type of art because we are expressing our art.
Yeah.
Get me?
Yeah.
So like how Marcus was saying, like we need more than that. Like I think it would be tight if a singer or a poet showed up to the session, you know, give out some bars.
Yeah.
Yeah, or even if an artist showed up, like a painter or a drawer, whatever, you know, same difference. But if they showed up and they just showed us what they could do,
Yeah.
and it's like, yo, dude, that's tight.
Yeah.
And that's what builds that community, that unity. It's like, hey, dog, let me get your social media, let me get your email, let me get your number, yada, yada, yada. Let's collab. Let's do some work.
Yeah, because like Los Angeles isn't full of a bunch of rappers. Like LA is known for having a lot of different artists. Like they're literally on the street giving you their art for free sometimes. You know what I mean? Like if someone in the 805 pulled up with a pencil of chalk, dog, I wouldn't be hating on them. You know what I mean? Like if they want to do their fucking chalk right here, like you're creating art. Like I don't give a fuck. Like
Yeah, I think a part of it is like, you know, community, everything, and I feel like we need to be able to get into a space where we're able to be honest with each other, right? But also appreciate each other's work. You know what I'm saying? And in the sense to where we want us just to all be the best versions of ourselves. You know what I mean? Like if you're asking me my opinion on a piece of your artwork, right? I'm gonna tell you my opinion, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my opinion. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? And maybe that's something I need to work on myself. You know what I mean? But I always think my homies dance good. You know what I mean? Like I think everybody dances fucking good, right? Like I think everybody's tight, right? Are there people who are tighter than others? Yes. Like you know what I'm saying? But everybody's tight to me because you would just have the nerve to fucking go out there and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's with painting, singing, whatever the fuck people do, chalk drawings, fucking whatever, you know, wood carvings. Your shit's tight to me, like you know what I'm saying. But we need to be able to be in a space to where we can help each other improve. You know what I mean? And help us fucking. We need an economy here, bro. Like you know what I'm saying to me. Like you're asking me. Like we need an economy here. Like you know what I'm saying. Like we need to be able to build each other up, build these skills up, so that we can fucking all make money. Like you know what I'm saying. Because there's plenty of money. Damn, dog.
This is the second time.
I apologize.
I mean, like if someone showed up to a session, someone we've never seen before, like they might not even understand that just them showing up, like them making the drive to the session, even if they just watched us for 30 minutes, like you already did more to the community than a lot of people have already done. You showed up to the session.
Yeah.
Like you're showing us like, hey, I might not even speak English. You could be deaf and roll up to a session and you're still like you're putting in with your presence.
when Vaughn pulled up. Were you there when Vaughn went on?
Oh, he
At the
came
college?
from Vegas?
Yeah, he came from Vegas. And I think he was like coming in, and then he hit up Sherwin. Was like, "Yo, I'm like this far out from LA or from Carson." And they're like, "Oh, well, we're in Oxnard. Like, you're the same distance, so just come here." Like, you know what I mean? Because they're going to be there for a while. And he pulled up. You know, I'm like, you know, I'll never forget that stuff. Like you're saying, bro. Like, yeah, even him just pulling up, getting off once or twice. I think he got off like once or twice. Like that meant so much to me. Like you know what I mean? I was like, damn, dog. Like you actually came out here and graced us real quick. Like I even hit him up on Facebook about it. Shout out Bomb, man. Rowdy Madrid. Shout out. Fucking Kill Frankie. Rowdy Brand. All that. Yeah, like, yeah, cause dude, for like all y'all, like, like, you know, Sly is obviously the oldest out of you three, you know what I mean? But it's still like, even for me, like I remember graduating in 2011 and being like, damn, like there's so much talent, like there's so much potential for Oxnard, you know what I mean? And then now I feel like we're finally starting to kind of push that button, you know what I mean? Like our protests be popping, our fucking dancing be popping, like our crumpers are popping, our choreographers are popping, all of our
Coronavirus numbers are popping.
No.
Coronavirus. Those numbers are popping right now, though. You know.
Had to go there.
Yeah. So I'm hopeful. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm really see. So fuck all the dance shit, right? Fuck all the dance shit. What I'm really on is the fact that Disney Plus put XMen on this.
Yeah.
I'm on that shit right now because I want to see who they bring as the new fucking XMen lineup.
Yeah.
They said they were gonna redo the whole thing.
They gotta change Nightcrawler's little character. That fool was whack. They made that fool look a little bitch.
With his lesbian haircut.
Yeah, lesbian haircut.
His
I
pixie
need to
cut.
speak to the manager now. A fucking
Hey,
Karen.
he fought Dark Angel, you know, pretty nice in Apocalypse. But other than that,
Other than that, he was
he was pretty whack.
Night Karen.
Scene.
I hope they keep that. Hey, that storm was pretty tight.
She was pretty tight. They did. Night fucking Karen. I can't stand you bastards. They did. I think they started casting for her, and I think you sent me the thing about somebody being casted for Storm.
Oh yeah, like she wants to be because like some guy did like some fucking cover art of her, and they're like, yeah, she wrote the Janelle Monáe, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Janelle
my
Monáe.
question is, are they gonna like, you know, compare it to, you know, the like Avengers series, because, you know, Black Panther
Yeah.
and Storm.
I just don't think they have the firepower right now. I don't think they have the firepower to really fucking put together a series like they did before. But so I'm looking at it like this, right? Tony Stark's dead, right? He's gone. Captain America's gone. That's two of the main characters, right?
Spoiler.
You haven't watched it.
It's been fucking long enough. It's been long fucking enough. It's on Disney Plus. All this shit, you can find it. Okay, whatever. They die. Okay, they're dead. Okay.
Well, Captain America's not dead yet, but, you know, he's about
He's
there.
dead.
He's about there.
Sorry about that. But so I just think that they need some kind of really big movie. You know what I mean? That's why I was excited about the Multiverse of Madness, because that's going to kind of open up like, okay, so what's really going on here? You know what I mean? We get to see the first look of who I think are A-, B+ fucking character list right now. You know what I mean? Doctor Strange, I think, is really good. Black Panther's really good. Brie Larson is fine as fuck, but I hate her as fucking Captain Marvel. I hate the Captain Marvel character that they're building up. And
You think they're gonna keep her?
Yeah.
She's supposedly leading towards the new leader of the Avengers.
Yeah. I saw something about like the actual like the new like direction they're trying to go towards too. Like subtly, it's like an all female kind of team. Like they're gonna push the kind of like women's power, because you got you have Captain Marvel, and then you have someone said something about the Wasp coming back, and then you have
Wanda.
yeah, and then you have Iron Man's wife. I forget her name. Potts. Yeah, Potts.
yeah,
She
Pepper
does.
Potts.
She does.
I think it's gonna be her daughter. I think it's
Oh,
gonna be his daughter.
And then you have
Pepper.
who's
I
your
don't know,
favorite?
Iron Lad. They can have Iron Lad.
Oh yeah, you have Scarlet Witch too.
Or why was the kid from Iron Man 3 showed up as his favorite too?
Oh.
It could be Iron Lad.
Well, I gotta go back. Check this out. Let me see if anybody even ran in on the Facebook. Cheers from Germany. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Got nothing in my hand, but cheers.
Yeah, no, I think whatchamacallit, yeah, I think that for sure, because I think I think it's even like a bunch of I think there's a lot of females, right? Women, beautiful, wonderful women, who are running Disney right now. Yeah, I needed to like I need to make sure I put that down there.
Girls, you getting mad? You calling them females?
Yeah. So these wonderful and powerful women are running Disney now, and so I think they are kind of starting to steer it towards some more like women leads: Valkyrie, Scarlet Witch, Brie Larson.
Oh, you also have the Love of Thor. What was that movie called that they're gonna bring out?
Oh, Love and
Thor.
Thunder.
Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Where she's gonna be Thor. I forgot her name. I don't know how it's gonna work.
No, Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
So they should introduce Beverly Bell.
Yeah. No, I hope they just keep Magneto and fucking Professor Charles.
Well, the new ones, the young ones, yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, and after dude did Split, I'm like, yo, he can do fucking anything.
I mean, Beast was pretty cool too, to be honest. He had his moments where it was like kind of whack.
I didn't like how they made him look.
Who?
He looked like a furry cat.
Oh,
that's his younger version though. You can't just, automatically just be that buff beast, dog.
That man's going to puberty right now. He hit puberty, dog.
Fuck it. It's not like he's not already a mutant. He's got to hit puberty now. Okay, cool. But he's old as fuck. He's like at least 30.
His balls gotta drop. We gotta be honest. You see how he talks to Mystique?
His beard has to grow in.
Yeah.
Fucking faggot.
Oh my god.
I got really bummed out when Havoc died. Well, it doesn't show that he's dead, but being pretty close to that blast,
he was the closest to the
you
another
feel
spoiler.
a little pain. Yeah, another spoiler if you haven't watched Apocalypse.
I want to see if they mix in Cable.
Who has not seen it?
I want to see if they do something, because SpiderMan had a lot of crossovers with XMen. And he had a lot of crossovers with Fantastic Four too.
In the comics.
In the comics,
Okay,
yeah,
I
comics
think
and
yeah.
in TV shows and shit.
Spoiler. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I mean they all kind of do though. You know what I mean? Like even like in the Hulk cartoons,
Oh,
like the old ones, like him versus the Thing was like a thing. You know what I mean?
I mean, everyone's waiting on it. Like, we're all waiting on the collabs to happen because we know that it would it even be right if they didn't happen at one point? Like, if certain collabs didn't happen?
Yeah. What I thought would be cool was just for them to kind of see. I can see them doing this as kind of pushing the Avengers kind of on the back burner a little bit, right? Letting Black Panther do his thing and kind of build their own hype up. But then introduce these two new franchises, and if they do release Fantastic Four and X-Men at the same time, because they've had fights and stuff, and they've had their own crossovers and stuff, I think that would be really cool. Because they released Fantastic Four too on fucking the new one.
Yeah,
The
wax.
What about is Silver Surfer on there?
No.
It's under the new Fantastic Four.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the one that did Michael B. Jordan as
The Thing.
the Torch.
Oh, you're right.
The guy who played Von Doom though in that movie was pretty good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty good. See, I would have liked to have seen Brie Larson as Sue Storm. I thought that would have been cool. I thought that would have been a cool fit.
Honestly, I think it's already been planned out. I think before that fool died, he already had countless of, movies that he was ready to just publish.
Talking about Stanley?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think he was ready. Like,
He's sitting on scripts for sure.
yeah. You just gotta get the right character, the right actors to do it.
Like Morbius, I never would have thought they would do Morbius movie, but
God damn.
and they have Spider-Man posters in the trailer. So,
And that fool Vulture pops up at the end.
and he's a vampire, and they're gonna be introducing Blade.
Oh.
God damn.
Everything's
They're all
everything's
just
just
like
like they're opening the door slow, very slow. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the new Venom movie too. And the Carnage is gonna be
Carnage,
Yeah, I'm interested because dude, Tom Hardy is such a fucking good actor.
I like him more than I liked the other one.
And then in the end of fucking
He's such a handsome actor.
the end credits of Homecoming, fucking Vulture meets up with Scorpion.
Yeah. Shocker.
No, Scorpion. And the jail cell at the end, he goes to
Yeah.
onto Scorpion.
Yeah, he does.
So, but who never knows? Scorpion could probably be the next villain in that movie. But I doubt it. I doubt it. Who knows?
Well, I think what I was kind of thinking, because I think Fox still owns the rights to the Oscorp and to Harry and
Oh
Norman.
yeah. Oh
I think they
shit.
still own the rights because that's why they were in the Spider-Verse. Norman Osborn was in. You hear him say Norman, right? So that means Fox still has the right to use his likelihood. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like maybe in the next Venom, we'll see those characters get introduced. And I still don't. I haven't heard much about what's supposed to happen with the Spider-Man movies. I know he has one more
Yeah.
with Disney, and then I don't know what happens after that.
No, he has two more. I think he has one more as Avengers movie, and he has one the Spider movie. That's it. Yeah, it's two more. So whatever that Avengers movie is gonna do,
They'll bring it back.
or if he's in a different,
Everyone loves him.
or if he's in Multiverse of Madness or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, they do a pretty good job of listening to what people want. Like they're putting Carnage in the new movie, you know. And that, like a couple of years ago, that we never would have thought that happened.
For Sandman and Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, it's just like before they get to what we want, they do what they want.
Yeah.
They'll do like 3 movies of what they want to do, and then they'll be like, I guess I'll give you what you want, and then they'll give us another like 30 fucking years of waiting.
Yeah, waiting for a good one.
Yeah, like I'm not ready for the next, phase 2 of Avengers. Well, you know how long it's gonna be?
Yeah, that was.
That's something but like
So the next battle, like the next.
Yeah,
battle.
the next
That's
like,
that was
a
10
battle.
years.
I mean, they have to stop the next villains. They gotta pick next villains.
That was a whole decade.
Like the Celestials,
The Eternals.
the Eternals, bro.
Because pretty much all of the Marvel movies so far have had like trilogies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Iron Man had a trilogy. Captain America had a trilogy. Well, Hulk didn't have one.
No, he just had 2.
They remake.
1 called.
Thor had one.
There doesn't have a fourth one.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, and then Ant-Man had 2.
Ant-Man had 2. That's pretty good.
And he had 2 pretty fast, too.
Yeah, they're back to back.
Guardians 3.
Guardians is coming up on their trilogy.
James Gunn.
You know what I mean? So there's still a couple movies that still need to get some more action in, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if they want to build them up for the next big fight, you know? And then you still have time to, like I'm saying, kind of like how they did with all these new ones, like Doctor Strange and all these fools. Like, they have time to introduce X-Men, they have time to introduce Fantastic Four, they have time, and you know, like how,
I can't wait for all this shit.
Yeah.
hey, and like,
Talent screen.
You can't. I just want to go to sleep and wake up and they're all out.
you know? It's like, oh, yeah, I got like 15 movies to watch. Yeah, dude. Oh, fuck.
You're either gonna find Gamora, they're gonna look for her.
Yeah, in Love and Thunder.
Really?
I think in Love and Thunder they're gonna find her. Some weird
You
shit.
didn't watch the Black Widow movie?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see that hand grenade.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not as much as it's probably like hidden shit, but like not so much that we're not gonna not know about as much. Only because this is the Black Widow movie. It's like during the same time as it's like right before Civil War or right before Infinity War. Yeah, it's during the same time as Civil War.
Yeah, it's right after Civil War and before Infinity War.
And she had bombs. So.
Basically, her time that she's chilling there.
Probably.
So during the snap, then, right? No, not during the snap.
No, before the snap. That has to be
Let me
before.
fuck with your noodle.
What?
That was just.
Let me fuck with the noodle. Is what if it's something with the time stone? What if it's an alternate universe? Yeah, something that happened with the snap, or when he destroyed the stones.
For the Black Widow movie? I thought the
But
Black
that-
Widow movie was the way she became Black Widow.
No.
No.
I haven't
It's
seen it.
not in
I don't watch the trailers, so we don't talk about the trailers. Like, nah, I'm all into watching the movie when it comes out, not the
We're
trailer.
talking about the trailer.
I'll say this is that supposedly it has something to do with her family.
Yeah.
Like she comes across a sister or some shit like that. That's all I've gathered so far. Because
And
there's
what's
a
his name? Rick Aaron or something like that.
oh no way. Yeah, Taskmaster's supposedly in there.
I don't know why you whispered it, though.
I don't know, yeah, I don't fuck it.
Oh my
Watch
God.
So yeah. So nah, so
Depends on the mood comes up.
but it's supposed to, but mainly it's supposed to have happened before Infinity War, because there's like a green vest, like harness vest that she's wearing, that is an Easter egg from the movie that she wore in Infinity War. It's an Easter egg for the movie that she's now about to release. Oh, yeah, I'll watch that on some YouTube shit. Some YouTube rabbit hole. Hold on. You know, like. So it's like, what if, you know, because multiverse of madness. You know what I'm saying? Bless you. So it makes me feel like there's something there. Like they might fuck around with like different like timelines with these next movies, and then maybe somehow make them merge later. I don't know.
Merged.
Well, like they're saying,
I can.
I was reading some stuff like there was like a lot of like leaks and like talks about like about Ghost Rider probably popping up in the movie because it is a horror movie and like
Wait,
it's like
multiverse of
it's
madness.
a first horror movie.
It's rated R?
It's a horror movie, yeah.
No, it's not.
I was so fucking excited.
I don't know what its rating is going to be though, but I know it's also rated.
I think it might be rated R.
Might be rated R.
I think it's rated
You
R.
can't have a horror movie and have it PG.
I think it's gonna be rated R.
What's the rating?
Maybe it's PG-13.
But hey, you know what'd be crazy? They got Blumhouse Productions. You know what Blumhouse Productions
Yeah.
is? They made like the Insidious movies. They made the Quiet Place. Like any good horror movie, at the beginning it's got the Blumhouse production intro.
Insidious was a fucking crazy movie, dude. The man with the red face.
Mall.
Yeah, Maul's brother.
More.
His fucking stepbrother. Yeah, that. Fuck. What was it? Fuck. I hate that. They're stupid.
Because aren't just and they're supposedly supposed to bring back 2 or 3 people back from the dead in that movie, or three people in that movie at least. Not back from the dead, but 3 people like in that movie.
That have died. Or they are no longer going to.
I think so.
Vision and Tony Stark.
2 or 3.
I don't know about Vision.
Is it 2 or 3?
Hey, all I'm saying
I
is
don't know.
we should have got another Ultron movie.
Yeah, they fucked up with Ultron. They could have made that a lot longer.
He was so OP.
Ultron.
Ultron
Imagine
was-
Ultron was cross paths with Thanos.
No, see, the thing is, I think they are going to bring him back.
Ultron?
Because he could have like plugged his mind somewhere else, knowing that the Avengers were going to come and try to stop him.
Some sort of backup drive.
Really?
I feel like he'd be
Smart
smart
hell
enough.
of a hard drive.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's smart enough to figure that out.
Ultron was so. Ultron did nothing but spit bars that whole movie.
Insane.
Like I watched like a top 25 quotes.
I'm free.
I watched like a top like 50 quotes.
Savage. Fucking savage.
I watched like a top 50 like quotes Ultron said in the movie, and it's just all of his scenes. It's like every single scene he's in.
It's like the whole movie.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like an Ultron movie plus.
No, that's Vision. Ultron is Ultron. He's the
Yeah.
robot.
What about Star Wars?
I was going to say that right now.
You
mentioned them all.
Dude.
You got to finish the Clone Wars, dude. You got to.
Because they're releasing the Bad Batch.
Oh shit.
Oh, I
Right.
saw that.
They're releasing the Bad Batch, and then you have Mandalorian that's going.
Wait, they're releasing a Bad Batch spinoff?
Yep.
That's going to be tight.
Because I thought it was going to explain more about what they were doing with him, but they didn't really. And I also watched Rise of Skywalker, and spoiler alert, he's talking about how Homeboy, spoiler alert, Homeboy came back because it was cloning technology. I actually heard him when he said it. And then when Kylo Ren finds Old Boy, Snoke is right there. Like you can see him. But it's not too much of a spoiler because how you see him is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wonder if Bad Batch is actually going to be kind of like a anti-hero like type of thing. Like kind of like a Deadpool almost, like where people are going to
Yeah.
be doing good, but he's also going to do bad too at the same time. Yeah.
Hey, the solo movie was pretty tight.
Solo was sick. I thought Solo was sick.
They should do a part 2 of that, to be honest.
And if they are like connecting or whatever they're trying to do for like Star Wars, if Solo, like if like I don't know if you seen Solo, right? Like, or well, like yeah, you seen too, right? Yeah. Or how Maul pops up at the end,
Yeah.
and
Spoiler.
yeah, and then also in the Clone Wars is in it too. So if
Spoiler.
Ahsoka's coming to if Ahsoka's coming to the Mandalorian, then there's like Maul could end up potentially popping up later on in the series.
Yeah, but supposedly Mandalorian is after the fall of the Empire,
Yeah,
and
like years.
yeah, and Kenobi's already done with him by
I
then.
think he said like it's been 1,000 years since the fall of the Empire, because when they saw Baby Yoda, they were like, "Oh, it's been 1,000 years since anyone's been with you before."
Baby
Like
Yoda.
that.
That's not Baby Yoda.
So then,
Is it?
'Cause they brought that statement, not word for word, don't quote me on that word, but they said that.
Yeah, that it's been thousands of years since they've been able to see somebody move
Could be.
using the Force.
It's a reincarnate.
Yeah.
it could be in hiding.
Yeah, see,
I don't-
and that's the thing too is I think it may have just been thousands of years since they've seen it, but I still think that it's somewhere during the time. I think that Mandalorian is happening between the time after Luke just killed Sidious and before what is it? Yeah,
Force
Force
Awakens.
Awakens, number 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, right before number 9. It's somewhere in there.
Yeah. No, number 7.
Or 7. Yeah, number 7.
Yeah.
I think it's you know, because they fucking killed all the Jedi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we really don't know how much time it's. We don't know how old Luke is. So he could be 30, 40 years old. So it's probably been 30 or 40 years since anybody's even laid eyes on the Jedi.
Yeah.
And even then, there was only a couple hundred of them. So we got a whole other galaxy to be around. Or it could be that far in the future. I don't know. But I'm excited. Yeah, supposedly Ahsoka Tano's in Mandalorian, so I'm excited.
And Boba Fett's supposed to pop up later too.
Yeah, Boba. Yeah, Boba's in the Clone Wars series, dude. Spoiler alert.
Fuck.
Oh, you haven't seen Boba? Oh. Yeah, Boba's in there though. He's in there. He makes an appearance. Yeah, so it's tight. That's one thing I am glad about that show. That show kind of explains some like backstory stuff, and also kind of left holes.
Yeah, season 6 was that. Oh, but then you got those questions at the end.
I gotta watch it.
See, what I like about like everything's out now, well, except for the new movie they're gonna make, everything else now. So it's like I could just start from day one and just.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, how are we in this? I think that's a good place to wrap it up now.
On a positive note, yeah.
All right. Fuck you. Positive note that.
We're talking shit every Monday night.
Yeah. Should we do this every Monday night?
Peace, love.
We might make this like a little sub show inside the show. We'll call this the fucking Talk Your Shit hour.
Yeah,
The blacklisted.
Hey, we'll have some, I'll have some real questions for you guys next week.
Just name this one spoiler.
What's that?
Just name this one spoiler.
We'll have our spoiler section.
Yeah.
Spoiler sake.
Yeah. Well, hey, thank you everybody tuning in. Yeah. Well, I'll let y'all later.
See you at the session, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
No.